What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Bourbon and Boxing, episode 108. This is like basically big news, of course. It's been a while since we've been on, of course, your guy, the Cowboy, and
Spade. Let's
up in the
go.
house. Let's go. He's ready. I'm
Ooh.
ready. Now, there ain't been a lot of action in boxing, but we're going to bring some action to the show today to make up for all the lack of action going on in boxing right now. Of course, we had Moses Atamu fight a couple weeks ago. That was boring. Nobody wanted to see him fight Dylan White to fucking begin with. Old ass Dylan White. That fight wasn't worth. It's not even worth talking about. Whereas Moses Atamu, we'll figure out later in the show. But the big news going on out there, the thing that everybody in boxing is talking about, is the news of who you got
Jake Paul and
and Hank
Tank.
Taylor.
Yeah.
Now, officially hearing this news, I'm still on the same side of how I feel about it. But you said that you kind of look at it in a different perspective now. Now I want to hear that perspective because I can't figure it out. I want to see where you're coming from. Let's see where you're coming from, my guy. Hank
Shit.
Taylor.
When
Oh,
I heard it, when I heard how much he gonna be getting, I said, shit, I would have fought Jake Paul too.
how much is he getting for this
They
fight?
said between 150 and 200 million.
Damn. From who is Turkey sponsoring this? Or
I don't
Jake?
know. And they fighting on Netflix.
Well, it could be because it's Netflix and they're damn 150 million to 200
Now,
million.
now you thinking different, ain't you?
I'm thinking it's still a spectacle that I'm not gonna watch. Like I don't want to watch it because
I ain't probably gonna watch it though. I
I
ain't
agree
gonna
with
watch it.
you because it's
I ain't
Tank
gonna
Davis.
watch it.
It's like I've been like,
I
oh,
don't
maybe
know, but it's free though. It's free. It's
yeah,
free.
it's gonna be free on Netflix, which is cool. But I mean, 200 pounds versus a 135 pounder with a dude who is 6'1", 6'2", and Jake Paul against my guy Tank, who's barely 5'5".
But
Like why?
we got to
Like
take it to perspective. Hold on. That is an exhibition, bro. It's not,
it's
it's
got it.
not
Yeah.
counted for none of that. So at the end of the day, do I blame Tank? When I heard the money, hell no, I don't blame Tank. Because guess what? I might not make this. I'm not going to make this fighting Shakur. I'm not going to make this
He
fighting the
could
Jordan's rematch.
make at least 100 million fighting Shakur if Turkey pays for
I
that
don't
fight.
think so. I
You
don't
know what I
think
mean?
so.
Because Canelo's getting that type of money.
Yeah,
And
that's
if let's say
Canelo,
he
though.
would have came back and he would have put it on Roach and like set it out there, I'm that guy at one motherfucking 35. And Shakur goes handles whoever they put in front of him next. He shouldn't really. It should if Tank was to fight Roach and would have beat him, it should have been Shakur Tank next. After that, in my opinion, but
Right.
like, Shakur's even talked about fighting Teo. We'll get into that later because there's somebody trying to play a little sneaky motherfucker again. He's sneaking in there. We'll talk about that. That's other news before I get off track. But
Yeah.
I can't blame him, but I think he could have at least got 100 million because he's been playing that game with Turkey for a while. And if he is the name at 135, it's hard to keep saying, well, we can't put him in a big event or try to at least pay him for him and Shakur. But 150 million, 200 million, I don't know if he would have made that.
But guess what? We could say he was gonna get that too, but at the end of the day, it's less work I gotta do.
But
Less.
okay, now saying that, less work, do you think he even takes it serious? Do you think there's going to be something in that contract that says you can't not take Paul out?
See, we don't know their contracts though, so we can't say that. We can't say
I do
what's
know
gonna be the
that Jake can't
stipulations.
come in over 200 pounds.
Huh?
I do know that Jake can't come in more than 200 pounds.
Yeah,
That
I
is
mean,
something in the stipulation that they will do away in the day before or something like that, the night before. That like he has to be at 200. He can't come in over 200. I do know that. Does Tank put weight on for this fight?
hell no. I mean, it's an exhibition fight.
I don't think like number one. I don't think Jake would be able to touch him. He's too fast. Like I don't think. I don't even want to talk about this fight. Get on my
I
nerves.
really don't want to talk about. I just want to talk about the. I
But
don't
it's
want to talk
new.
about who gonna
It
be
is
into
new.
that shit. I'm saying as far as business wise,
It's not a it's not a dumb move on Tank's part, money
hell
wise.
nah. Cause guess what? I'm 30 years old. I could still come back and
He's not
do
coming back.
this.
He's taking that payday. He's gone, bro.
But look though, and then what's so crazy was that, but he could be, if he gone, he could be doing money. He could be smart hustling like shit. Y'all gotta his price might go up now for sure. Just cause what he just got paid for that. Everybody, if Tank could go out and sit for 2 years, motherfucker gonna still want to see him fight. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I'm looking at it as business because it's an expedition fight and it don't count on nobody's record really. So
Now my question is, with him taking an exhibition fight right now, does he get stripped of his title?
who he already got stripped.
He already got stripped when he took the
Yeah,
day
you know what? You never got the WBA.
approach. No way.
No. Uh, Kid Austin.
They gave it to Kid Austin.
I've seen on the internet.
I
He
know
gets
he's
it.
talking to Raymond Mortala there and that. I like that. I like that fight a lot. Him and Raymond Mortala.
No, I mean, we're gonna
But
stay
yeah,
on topic though.
they didn't really wait. They stripped him. Now, but here's my thing with him. He was now he wasn't really obligated to fight Roach, but he had set it up like they were going to fight. He actually took the rematch. He said, "I want the rematch." He said that
No.
himself. Now,
Yes.
should he be fined for backing out of that, and should
Yes,
Roach
he
have
did.
compensated something?
But
Like,
we gotta all remember when they asked him, he said, "I do want the rematch, but I don't know if it's going to be next."
yeah,
So when that fight went how it went, for real, and it's starting to, I'm starting to, I don't want to make no excuses for taking nothing, but it's starting to make sense. It was like he was looking past Roach to get to Jake Paul to make that money, bro. Cause he already knew who he was gonna fight next for that bag.
well, he talked to him right after the Roach fight.
But they
Jake
already
Paul,
had that, they knew that, they already had that plan
yeah, yeah,
before the Roach fight.
I
Like,
think they did, yeah,
yeah,
because
they already had that plan.
yeah, I'd heard
Then
some.
that happened, and then it probably the reason why he probably they probably were like, damn, it fucked up or did it, you got to handle that. But then it was like, all right, so Anthony Joshua ain't gonna fight him. All right, we're gonna bring this back up. All right, then fuck it, Tank. We're gonna give you that opportunity to do it again. Because Tank probably did want to be like, man, I'm about to kick his ass then. But it probably was all Tank for real, like, far as like,
I want
now
Tank to
let me
go
finish
in
this.
and
Let
do it
me
like
finish.
a real
I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna think this how it went. It was probably was like, shit. All right, hold on. Let me finish this, and then we gonna get to that. And Jake Paul was probably like, nah, I can't wait. I'm about to find another opponent. He tried to fight Anthony Joshua, but Anthony Joshua ain't didn't want to, or that ain't go through. So it was like, call Tank back up. All right, shit. Man, look, you gonna make this. Fuck that fight. You ain't gonna make what you gonna make this fight on that fight. All right, well, let me shit. Fuck that fight. We can put that on pause. I can always get back to that. It's boxing. Like, but I might not get this opportunity with you again to make this much money. And they doing it in Atlanta. Everybody in Atlanta is going to come out and see that, man. It's about to be all type of month. Don't nobody want to see it, but it's going to be that bitch going to sell out. I
No, it's
guarantee you
gonna
that.
sell out. Yeah, I think it's gonna sell out. I think more people are gonna be drawn in the closer it gets to it. Now it's been set for November.
But it's in
So
Atlanta, bro. That's a baby Hollywood. So that's something to do for them
yeah,
motherfuckers down there. That's baby Hollywood. So it's
yeah.
like all them
I
celebrities
mean,
and rappers and shit down there.
now hopefully they put it. Well, with it being an exhibition though, what kind of undercard could they put with this?
I don't give a
Because
fuck about.
if
I don't
that's
give a
if
fuck about none of
they,
this shit that's on the undercard, brother. To be
but
honest,
what if
just
they
for
put
this.
now? You remember his last one that he did, the all female card. That was a pretty good undercard with Serrano and them. That had a
Yeah.
nice little undercard to it. And his fight before that had a nice little undercard to it. So I mean, didn't it have like Pitbull Cruz and them on that motherfucker?
All
I
right,
don't
had Kia
know.
Austin on there. Did Kia Austin
Yeah,
fight
yeah,
him?
yeah, yeah. Kid Austin was on there, so he had a pretty good under. He puts together. Now those I would take it might be sanctioned, right? But if the main event's not sanctioned, can they sanction the other fights? Because that's boxing pretty much saying, "Nah, this ain't a sanctioned fight. We don't want nothing to do with that. Like y'all do it. It's an exhibition." So I don't know what kind of undercard you could really put together for that, or if they're able to actually
They're gonna
sanction.
put real fights on the undercard. He already do.
Yeah. So I
But
mean,
I can see. If you put Ken Austin on that motherfucker, I could see Tank probably coming back and fighting him.
you think if fight Kid Austin before Shakur, or we get Shakur and Kid Austin before Tank?
I I think Tank. That's more Tank route. I think Tank could take that fight before Shakur. Just
So,
for what happened with him and Ken Austin previously. But
yeah,
but I ain't mad at Tank, bro. At the
I
end of the day,
mad
at
at
the
him.
end of the day,
He's getting paid. I can't be mad at that.
boxing at the same time don't it's not paying. Them motherfuckers is living paycheck from paycheck, bro. So
Are
if you ain't really got nothing going on the side, or
But Tank wasn't one of those guys living paycheck to paycheck. You
not
know,
because he was making money, but at the
he was,
same
he was
time,
one of the
you
best
want to make money. You want to make that money that's gonna
things.
change your family life. Like 100-some million, bro. You ain't getting that. I don't care when nobody say Turkey wasn't gonna pay them no 100 million.
I don't think because I think Turkey and I think him and Tank are they had words already. I don't really think they're on
I mean, him
that.
and Canelo had word too, though. So
Yeah, but I don't know. Like Tank could be like, "Fuck you." You know what I mean, it'd be like, "Fuck you. I don't need you. I'm getting 20 something million a fight already. I'm the highest paid boxer in boxing. People are going to watch my shit regardless if it's with you or somebody else." So he didn't need Turkey when everybody else did, and Canelo didn't need him either. Canelo was getting paid by
man, if
these.
any other motherfucker could get that money to fight Jake Paul, they doing it. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. If it's
I,
Couture, if it's this person, that
I,
person.
I
The
can't
only
disagree.
motherfuckers that I don't want to see doing that is Terrence Crawford and Canelo.
Yeah.
Point blank, point
So
blank. Probably Shakur with 100 some fucking 50, 150
that's a
million
lot of money.
dollars.
That's a lot of money to fight somebody.
You know how many fights I got to do to add up to that?
On your record because it's an exhibition. So I mean, I don't know, man. For me, it's like the only thing I'm seeing is like Jake Paul, a guy who says, "Hey, I want to take the sport of boxing. I want to be a champion. I want to go fight in my division. I want to go fight. I want to be ranked." But yet he goes from fighting a guy in Anthony Joshua would have been coming in about 240.
That
Uh,
probably changed over with Jake Paul. That probably does switch now. That probably was like first when he was first doing it and all
I
that
think he knows he can make more
to
money
get people
that way
to
than
get people drawn in on him. But now that shit done changed, bro. He good.
yeah.
He ain't gotta fight professional.
No,
Look what he making.
he don't. But I think for me, then he should stop calling himself a professional fighter, and he should stop claiming he wants to be a professional fighter.
He
And
gotta sell
stop
himself,
saying
bro. He
it.
gotta sell it. He gotta
Like
sell it,
I
bro.
get that, but for me, it's
I
like
won't be mad at you. I won't be
just be
mad at
real and say, "Hey, I'm here to promote the sport of boxing," which is great because you're putting real fighters on your
no,
card.
no,
Against
no. You can't say that when you a hustler, bro.
Yancy Rivera's, but stop saying that you want to be a professional fighter and you taking it serious when you're going back down and fight a guy that's 60 pounds less than you, 135 pounds.
Nah, you trying to be a jackass, bro. You just trying to hate on Jake Paul. Look, because I'm gonna
I'm
tell you
not
this.
hating on Jake Paul.
Listen,
What I said,
listen,
dude, it's just
listen to this. Listen to this.
you're
Just
a
take,
real
just listen,
fighter if you're not fighting dudes
just
in the
listen to your little brother, right? Listen to your little brother, right?
25, bro. Like,
Listen to your little brother, right?
like that's
If McDonald's paid you, right? They say, yeah, Jeff, I want you to promote this burger. We're gonna give you 100,000 to promote this burger 5 days out the week on your TikTok. It's called a protein big boy sandwich, but it really don't give you. It's really not protein. It's really the Big Mac. We just added an extra layer burger, thin bun, and a little less, more cheese. You gonna do it, right? You
mean,
gonna pay? You gonna?
well, hold on, you ain't say what they were going to pay me. You ain't say what. Now the pay got to be right. I might think about
But you gonna do it right?
it. I might think about
Hey,
it.
look. If Jay Paul told you, called you up like, hey, yeah, Jeff, I want you to say, you the most meanest, baddest motherfucker there is. I can't fuck with you. Da, da, da. I want you to go to the gym. I want you to act like you spar somebody, knock their ass out. He had the headgear on. You ain't had no headgear on. I'm gonna pay you, and we'll be fighting. I'm gonna pay you 100,000 for that, and I'm gonna pay you 1.5 million to fight you. You gonna do it, right?
I mean,
And
I'm
you
broke.
gonna and,
Yeah.
and you gonna talk shit.
Like,
I
they
think I
ain't
should
broke
be
like
I
this.
think I should be ranked. I'm number one. Can't none of them motherfuckers stop me. When I beat Jay Paul, I'm on Canelo next. You gonna go to the max, right?
I mean, I can't disagree.
Hey, a bullet case go through these gloves. I got bricks in here. You gonna do
It'd be
it?
nice, but I mean, I guess money talks.
Yeah,
You
that's
know
what
what I
I'm
mean?
saying. So
And it
now
makes it.
that he got to the point, he got to keep selling himself to bring his crowd in. Don't nobody get mad at the WWE. Don't
Uh-huh.
nobody get mad
Yeah.
at wrestling.
Well,
And
we
they a
know it's fake.
billion-dollar
We
company.
know it's fake. But wrestling doesn't hide that it's fake. Like they don't go in there and say, "Hey," but I mean,
They
they
just
injuries
don't
is
do a
still
good
real.
job. We all knew. We found out as we
Yeah,
got older. Shit, when I was little, I thought wrestling was real. Oh yeah, I want. Oh, Stone Cold got this. I thought everything was real about the
yeah,
wrestling
yeah.
until I got older. Okay,
And you're like, "Oh,
cool.
this is fake."
Now our parents and shit knew. I look at this motherfucker, think this shit real.
Yeah,
Just like, just like what Jake Paul doing.
he's
Bruh.
selling it, but that's to me, it's boxing just being like he's using the sport to benefit himself, and I guess
But I
for the
know what
sport,
I know what you I
but
know
you know,
I kind of feel what
you
I get your
couldn't do
point.
that. Like you couldn't do that with any other sport but
Man,
fucking
I
boxing.
get I already
And
know
that's
where you're
it.
coming from.
You couldn't go
People
imitate
really
the
grind.
NFL,
People really. It's real
UFC.
boxers out here that's grinding and
Yes.
really giving their blood, sweat, and
Yeah.
tears for this shit.
And
I know
and
what
this
you're
dude,
saying.
like, hey, I'm from YouTube and I'm gonna get some.
No, I know what you're saying. I
Making
understand
money.
that shit too.
I just hate that it's happening in our sport, the sport that we love, and we're
No, I
watching
know what you're saying. I get that
dude
point too.
making
But at
every
the end of the
boxer
day,
twice. You know
it
what I
ain't
mean?
like he's just taking away from boxing either because he's
He
putting
isn't.
fighters,
But
fighters that
maybe some of them could learn from him. Utilize YouTube a little bit more. Utilize TikTok a little bit more. You got to make your face, put your face
you
out
gotta
there.
just sell
Like,
yourself, bro.
you
You
gotta
gotta be
be
able to.
exactly. You got to sell yourself to that level now because there's so many ways to do it. Self advertise. There's so many
Yes.
ways to self advertise without having to team up with
Just
somebody.
being quiet and shit is not gonna get you. You see what all that talking Kid Austin Daddy was doing and where the fuck they got him? You seen all that talking Bill Haney was doing where they got Devin? You got it.
Yeah,
You if you can't do it, you better have a motherfucker with you that can.
yeah,
Cause guess
somebody.
what?
Yeah, that dude in the back that's
Tank
gonna.
wasn't no Tank wasn't no talking to a person.
No, he's not.
He put the work in, but guess who was talking for him? Floyd.
Yeah,
And look where that got him.
yeah,
You get what I'm saying? Like
yeah. You gotta
Shakur, he ain't
sell
really
yourself, I guess.
Shakur, he'll talk, but he ain't no like what can I say? I ain't gonna say outspoken, but he just him and Keyshawn. Keyshawn, he gonna sell himself. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
yeah. Keep on.
See, Keyshawn sold himself down there past Shakur.
Yeah,
That they was talking about him fighting Shakur. That's how good Keyshawn was selling himself. You get what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah. And let's keep on that Keyshawn thing. I'll go ahead and go past Jake Paul. We said what we had to say. You got anything else on the Jake Paul, Javante Tank Davis fight? We can't be mad at him. You made a good point on that. He's gonna make, get that money, $150 million. I'm sorry, that's hard to pass up. You're going to be on Netflix. Netflix isn't just in the U.S. being seen in the U.S. Now you're going to be seen in 98 different countries around the world. So not only are you getting your name out there even more mainstream with a fight like this. So, I mean, I guess all the way around, it's not a bad thing for Tank Davis. It's a bad thing for the sport of boxing. We're being shown up by a YouTuber that's outselling, outdoing main boxing.
That shit crazy.
That's what I think. Because you couldn't do that. You couldn't pretty much mock any other sport like that. You couldn't go into NFL and and try to challenge the NFL. You couldn't do it. Couldn't challenge some Major League Baseball. You can't challenge.
Boxing a poor man's sport, man.
Being the wild, wild west of sports, so ununified where it's not together. It's not a together sport. It doesn't have one overall commission. It's got several different commissions that don't agree with each other. So everybody does their own thing. So it makes it easy for somebody like Jake Paul to come in, take over the fucking sport. And it's, you know what I mean? When, like you said, we got so many people grinding, and this dude can jump right into the sport and just take over because it's a wide open sport, really. But I think Dana White can bring more commission to the sport. I think he can. Like when I first initially saw him coming in with Turkey, I'm like, man, how's this really going to go? Because he doesn't pay his UFC fighters a lot of money, and that's what people do know about Dana White. But the money in the MMA, UFC isn't like money coming into boxing. The only problem with boxing, there's too many fucking hands that it goes through. By the time it gets to the boxer, the fuck's he's getting the scraps at the end of the day. The guy in the ring and fighting gets the scraps, gets the leftovers from the promotional companies, the managers, the fucking trainers, the owners, the brand people, all that they're all getting paid before the boxer. But I don't know. But let's move on from that. And move on to what I really like to talk about here. Kind of caught my eye big time. Keyshawn Davis petitions to become the number one contender to Teofimo Lopez, which would make him the mandatory fight against Alfredo Santiago, who is the number one contender at the moment. Thoughts on Teo versus Davis at 140. But here's the problem I have with that. As Shakur just said that him and Teo would fight at the beginning of 2026. Once again, we see Davis kind of swooping in there, going, well, hold up. I want to fight Teo. Kind of like we saw Davis campaigning to fight Tank Davis, or, Davis to fight Tank.
I ain't saying that, though. So, Keyshawn been talking about that recently?
Well, he actually talked about that he actually petitioned to the commission to make him the number one at 140. He said he was originally going to set out for a year. So maybe that fight happens later in 2026 when he decides to come back. But obviously, if you're going to petition to be that number one, then they're automatically going to say, okay, well, then you got to fight Alfredo Santiago in an elimination fight, right? So the number one contender in Santiago, you're going to have to fight him in an elimination. You just can't go up and fight Teo. You have to fight for an elimination fight.
So that's who Keyshawn got to fight?
So Keyshawn would have to fight Alfredo Santiago. That's who they would.
Ain't that the person that fought Adrian Broner?
Might have been. I'll have to look him up a little bit.
During COVID, I think that's him, the Mexican that fought Adrian during COVID.
Yeah, he's 17-2, not a bad record. But they said that pretty much they see that the commission is going to put him as the number one contender at 140. They say that if he decides to go to 140, then he'll automatically be the number one contender to Teo, so which would make him, he'd have to take the Santiago fight. So I would assume that they would make him take that sooner than later. They're not going to let him set out a year and be the number one contender at 140. But my thing is that once again, he's kind of going under Shakur, who said, yeah, I'm going to take that Teo fight at 140 next year, beginning of next year, early next year or something like that. So now you got Davis going, well, hold on, I'm going to go to 140. So at what point, like, do Shakur and Keyshawn clash at some point and face each other? Since, I mean, they want to fight the same guys. You know what I mean?
I think Shakur running from somebody. Nah, I'm talking shit.
I mean, but if Tank, like, who is that? Who is there for him? Do you think he's running from Floyd? I don't think he's running from Floyd's
nah, not him. Not him.
That can't be Tank. Tank too busy fighting Jake Paul.
Not him. Not him.
Tired, bro.
See if you could guess.
It's not Loma. He's retired. And man, you think he's running from Gary Russell?
Not him. Not if he going to 140.
He just beat. Oh, if
Oh,
he
you talking
got,
about what? Gary Russell 135. Nah, not him neither. Keep going.
who's he running from at 135? I can't. It can't be. It's not Zepeda. It just beats Zepeda. I don't think it's Floyd Schofield. I don't think it's the kid. You think he's running from Andy Cruz?
And not him either. You thinking too hard.
I am. Like, who would he be running from? Trying to duck? Oh, it can't be Mason. You think he ducking Mason? Ah, I don't know, man. I don't know if he would duck Mason. Mason, like, I see a lot of skill in Mason, but right now, I don't know if Mason could beat Shakur. Right now, if we put them both in the ring right now, I would favor Shakur in that fight because I saw those openings.
I ain't say I don't think he can't beat him, but
That's who you think he doesn't
I
want
don't think he want to be
to.
mentioned with fighting him for
It
some
won't be
reason.
long.
Huh?
How long do you think? What, 2 years before Mason goes up to 140? He's growing.
But was Shakur going up to 144 when he said he got unfinished business to be at 135? Why you going to 140? You
I,
said
because,
you're gonna be at 135 for a little minute.
because the 135, the only real fight for him at 135, possibly. I mean, there's two of them, possibly three. I mean, honestly, the Tank would be the number one fight at 135. You want to see the top two guys. I think Floyd Schofield is a fight that's got to happen. We had it, we were right there at it, and we lost it. I'd like to, if Floyd goes in and handles a guy like Raymond Mortala pretty convincingly, then
That's
yes.
who he supposed to fight.
Yeah, that's who I'm here. I'm here. Floyd and Raymond Mortala is signed up to happen. I don't have a date on it yet, but I did see that they're in talks. So hopefully that goes through. That's a good little fight for him, Raymond Mortala. But if he was to beat a dude like that pretty convincingly, then my dude, like, honestly, then
I
I
feel
think
like Floyd. I feel like Floyd Schofield gonna be moving up in a little minute too.
he may, but man, with Andy Cruz now in the mix at 135 and Gary Russell now in the mix at 135, 135's gotten a little more interesting on guys, good fights that you could put together for sure. I'd love to see a Cruz versus Russell. They're about the same size. Like
I
that
won't
right.
even let Andy Cruz do that right now.
Oh, I don't know if I let any of my young guys near Russell. I don't know, man. I don't know. Like maybe keep Floyd and them away for about a year. But somebody's gonna have to fight Russell unless he goes back down to 130. Toys around down there. Which you got Nunez down there. You got Foster, but Foster just took a fight against. He just took a fight against Stephen Fulton. Yeah. He just took that fight with Stephen Fulton in October. So they won't fight, but you still got Navarrete at 130. The only thing the size difference, but the aggression and speed of Russell, he might be able to take Navarrete out, to be real. But who else you got there at 130? Is what's his name down there? Who was I just thinking of? Shushu Carrington. He at 130?
He 126.
Oh, I was gonna say him and Russell.
They need to move up or something because they ain't fucking with him. He ain't got no.
Nah,
Nothing going on.
that's some good comp down there that he's not getting. I've heard Nick Ball at 126. I think his last fight was at 126. So get him and Nick Ball together, Carrington and Ball. That's a hell.
Somebody, he like 28,
Who's that?
29. Shushu.
Yeah, I didn't know he got started that late too, though.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
He need to be picking it up. They need to be, damn. All right. You know,
All right.
seen enough now.
Yeah. So you don't think that's Keyshawn kind of swooping in on Shakur's territory once again, and Shakur
Nah,
saying
Keyshawn been saying that before Shakur. He was making that known before Shakur.
Well, yeah, I knew him and Lopez had that beef. You said somebody beat his dad up and shit. I'm like,
Yeah,
man,
he
they
beat his daddy up, yeah.
beat my dad up. You gotta fight, bro. His dad's mouthy. And I'm sure that probably ain't his first ass whooping in his life. But I'd like to see that fight, 140. Who would you rather see more, Teo versus Shakur or Teo versus Davis at 140?
Right now, I like to see Teo versus Shakur because Shakur active. I like to see Shakur active. Keyshawn right now, he could take that fight right there. That just because he ain't give us our last fight. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah, yeah,
he got to do that fight first. You know what I
yeah.
mean? You
Hey,
you got to sit down, sit your
yeah,
ass down.
yeah, still at 135s. Take what you get right now, and then
Yeah, you
prove
gotta take
yourself
what you can get.
here. Yeah,
You fucked up a big night. You fucked up a real big night.
and homecoming,
Your career,
his
of
second home.
your career.
Yeah, lost himself a big purse, everything, man. We did see Moses Atamu defeat Dylan White with a first round TKO. Nick Ball defeated Sam Goodman at a unanimous decision. Now, Moses Atamu is a heavyweight out of Britain. I've been watching him for quite a few years now, since he became pro. Really impressed with this young man, his footwork, his movement. He's probably I think he's about 6'6", so he's got the size on him. And I mean, the young man can move a lot, but since beating a guy like Dylan White, I'm not impressed with that. Dylan, I mean, come on, he came out of the locker room looking like a lost puppy. Like the fuck, like he didn't even look like he wanted to get in the ring for this fight. But so it's hard for me to gauge that fight. But they're automatically talking about should he be the next contender for Usyk because of what we see the potential in him. I don't know if we feed him to
Nah.
Usyk just yet. When there's a lot of younger guys that he could be going up against, he's a guy that I was like just before Anderson had lost his first fight. I wanted him and Anderson. I said Atamu and Anderson, two young, great young, like a young up and coming American and a young up and coming Brent dude that would have been a hell of a fight. Now with Anderson, just I don't know what the fuck's going on with his career. Next time he fights anything, uh,
I
so
don't even
that
think he boxed no more.
yeah. It's I wouldn't want to see that fight now. He just doesn't have that spark in him that he had in the
I
beginning of it.
damn near don't even on the scene no more.
Now, not if he's not going to come out the way he was.
That performance he did was
And
like he
yeah,
wasn't in it. I ain't gonna say I want to see him no more. I want to see him when he ready. Like, you know what I'm saying?
yeah. When he's mentally ready to come back, now I did hear Duke Reagan is also coming back too.
You know?
Going up to Matchroom if I'm right.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. He's going over to Matchroom, and he said he's going to be fighting a top dude who's 16-0. He ain't give a name. He said I'm taking. He said they named him. I took him. He ain't named who he
Oh,
was. I
Duke.
looked up that division. Yeah, Duke, because Duke's at what 130.
He won 26 too.
126 also. So I looked up at 126. I came across a couple guys 16-0, but I was like, man, who's he talking about fighting? But yeah, he's coming back on the zone. He's going to be signing with Matchroom,
Yeah,
back doing his thing. So I'd like to hear that.
yeah,
Can't
because
wait.
he was in. He said that contract with Top Rank they was on some bullshit. That's why we ain't seeing him.
Well, you got to remember, man, he missed like 5 fights that he canceled out on opportunities from Top Rank. That was a story that had come about. But we also know he lost his father, he lost his uncle.
Yeah, that's what they told us though, but we don't know
Well,
what they probably was trying to pay him
well,
or nothing.
they said they got him 5 fights that they had offered him, and he pulled out of all 5 fights, and that's where Top Rank really kind of had an issue. Was
Oh,
going,
okay.
we're trying to get you these fights, and you're pulling out of them, and I mean, you're taking them, pulling out a couple days later, and you're not, you're too indecisive, and we're trying to, they wanted him back in the ring. I think Top Rank liked him a lot, but they just, different at that time. He was in a different place. Top Rank was expecting something different from him coming out of Olympics, top dude like he was. I think Top Rank put a lot to Duke. Honestly, I just don't think with the situation around him it panned out the way he wanted it to. But
Yeah.
here's an opportunity with Matchroom. He's hungry. He's ready to come back. He said, "My mind is focused on boxing 100%."
Where'd you see this at?
It was on X, like buddy screenshotted it to me.
Oh
He's coming
yeah.
back. And Eddie Spicer actually put something on our permanent boxing page about him also on there, where he's basically talking about who the mystery fight with the zone dude 16-0. Supposed to be a pretty big, I guess up and coming dude. So him against a nice contender. So we'll see how that goes for him, man. I'm a big fan of Duke Regan. He's a natty boy, of course. We're Duke Regan fans. But like I said, with Moses Atamu, I think he's got a lot of younger guys that he could test his ability against. Uh, even like with Joseph Parker, test yourself against guys like maybe, even Anthony Joshua. That'd be a good test for him because he always comes back off of a loss tough because he's bipolar. I swear he is. Anthony Joshua's bipolar, and you see it in his fights. Like this motherfucker, when he's not into a fight, you see it in his eyes. That if once like every fight he's ever lost, you see it in his eyes. Like he knows he can't beat the guy, and the minute he gets that in his mind, I can't beat this dude or I can't take a punch from him, he's out of the fight, bro. He automatically exits from that fight, and you can see it in his eyes. But he always comes back off a loss pretty well because he goes and trains and gets ready. So I think that'd be a great fight for Moses Tamu. Of course, I don't know. Like, there's a lot of young guys. I'm trying to think of the young guy that because I think he just had another fight. The guy that you liked on ESPN recently, that one that you liked his footwork a lot. I think he just fought again a couple weeks ago.
Man, these heavyweights be tricky though, man. I
Yeah,
don't even.
it's hard. Well, because the competition level is so the gap. Like most of
Like,
when you're putting a top,
that should
contender,
be tricky, man.
he's fighting a dude that's not that great. And plus, it also the heavyweight comes down to one punch can end a fight, no matter how
Yeah.
good somebody is. But one punch lands correctly, and that can end that fight. That's what
Yes,
makes heavy.
sir.
But I think give the kid time to grow a little bit more. Give him another year or two before you put him in there with Usyk. But at the
Don't
same,
do him like Jerry, like I did Big Baby, how y'all did Jerry Anderson.
yeah,
Don't do
but
him like that.
we'll sell him off. But I don't know. I think like Usyk with the Usyk situation. Also, I think I got a little bit of news on that. Now he had originally Usyk told the I think it was the WBO, yeah, of course, that he was injured, couldn't fight. So he wanted an injury stay on his belt, his mandatory against Joseph Parker. Well, I guess the Parker team watched some footage of him dancing on stage, getting down, with his bad self, Usyk, dancing away, and they're like, "This doesn't look like a guy that's injured. Why are we holding this fight off?" And like you said, I think regardless of Usyk's injured or not, the WBO should look at his activity and be like, "This is a guy who's been active. He stayed active within the last 3 or 4 years. He's been an active fighter. He hasn't taken a long time off. He probably could use some time off with his family, all that other stuff, and give him that kind of pass to say, okay, you're going to hold the WBO and you don't have to fight your mandatory right away because we're going to give you some time off like you could use. But instead, he has to fake an injury so that he can get that stay from him instead of just being like, hey, I just want to take some time off boxing. But the Joseph Parker team, I get where they're coming from too. They're the next in line, but they're also kind of being skipped over by people because Joseph Parker's not that name that I think people want to see against Usyk. Even though I'd like to see him against Usyk, I don't know if he beats Usyk,
Yeah,
but
they seen him against Dubai. He ain't shit.
yeah, exactly. Daniel Dubai, that was the second time. I didn't really want to see that fight for a second time, but yeah, for me, I get where the Parker team's coming from. We're ready now. We don't want to go fight somebody else. That say my guy loses his next fight, then he doesn't get that Usyk fight at all. So how long do they have to wait, before they're forced to have to actually take another fight, and how long should they have to wait for the title fight? Because they should have got it against Daniel. It should have been like it was a title eliminator with Dubai and Parker to begin with.
Yeah, that was some bullshit right there.
Yeah, and Dubai took the bitch way out, said he was sick. In my opinion, I don't think he was. I think he did that so he didn't take a chance of losing to Parker.
They still should have made him fight Parker.
Yeah, he should have when he came back, they should have made that they should have still made it as a mandatory eliminator fight. Yeah, that would have given Usyk a little bit more time off like he wanted. To give him that time off, then you could have made that Parker fight later in the year, November, December, with Usyk, which would have given
that shit up like he was going. Nah, sad. I ain't
yeah,
doing shit.
yeah. Then he faked it. Oh, I'm sick. I can't fight.
No,
Bullshit.
I'm saying they hyped that shit up like he was gonna be like this was gonna be an amazing fight and get the fuck
Yeah.
out. He got his ass beat.
Well, and Daniel Dubai is that type of fighter, man. You don't know, like he shows signs of being. He's really stone footed. He's not really a good fighter. He's kind of a stone foot type fighter. Doesn't move his head a lot. like I said, that fight against AJ, I don't know, but he had a decent fight against Herkovic. But yeah, I don't know. I guess they're going to look into that, kind of force him to come back and fight Parker. But I get Parker's point, and I get his point of saying, "Hey, I just want some fucking time off. I've been pretty active." Going into Jerome Boots Ennis, next fight is scheduled on October 11th, 2025 in Philadelphia at the Wells Fargo Center against Usama Lima. What do you think about this fight for Jerome Boots Ennis at 154? Is this a smart move, though? Test out what you're getting into. Because over the weekend, now I didn't mention it, but on that the card that just happened the weekend that passed, I actually did watch Yankee Rivera's versus Cordoba, the main events, which was fucking terrible. But the co-main event of that was two 154 guys that I'd never really watched a lot, which was Taliz and Barrosa was the guy who was fighting. And Barrosa took this fight away from Taliz, won the fight, got the he won the interim belt at 154, and dude's got some fucking power. Like he's got some mean fucking punches behind him, and I'm like, damn, you're gonna add this guy to the 154, which is pretty already loaded. So now I'm looking at this Boots fight, like, maybe not a bad idea to kind of test some waters at 154 instead of going right at an Ortiz, one of the top guys at 154. Even if you are considered one of the top guys in boxing, I still think he's not a Bud Crawford like people want to make him out to be. You know what I mean? I don't think he's that level. So I think him testing the water at 154 is kind of smart for him. What do you think?
I mean, test the water. It's boxing. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to always fight the best. Soon as you move up, but you claim you the best though. So you got to. Sometimes you got to walk it how you talk it, my boy. But I ain't
Yeah.
gonna say nothing bad about it. I'm just waiting for him to fight somebody, cause he ain't fought nobody. Nobody. Literally
Now, what
nobody.
what's your thoughts on him training with Canelo?
Corny.
He's sparring with Canelo. Now, do you think that's a
Corny as hell.
Crawford? Yeah.
Corny.
He
Like,
looked like
come
he
on,
was
bro.
getting at Canelo. He looked
Huh?
like he was getting. He looked like he was getting at Canelo. Put a little knot on his eye on this side.
I mean,
Uh,
it's fighting though. I could come out with a bloody ass nose, but I done beat the shit out of somebody. It's
yeah,
boxing. Well, no, I don't care about they sparring. I don't give a fuck for real. I think that was corny as fuck. Like that was like Bernie said, y'all want to come over here and work with us.
yeah,
Like, you know what I'm saying? We called y'all to turn us down. But y'all gonna work with Canelo. Y'all want to see Bud lose that bad?
yeah.
I don't think it's gonna help him anyway, because Bud, they don't fight the same.
No,
Him and them two different fucking styles, bro.
yeah.
Like,
I think Bud's intelligence is what a lot of people are really not
yeah, like
putting
that
it
he
together.
know how to turn it up for real.
Like if you watch Bud Crawford's fights, he fights like you can tell that he watches these dudes. He watches film on them. He knows
Yeah.
he needs to fight a guy, what their weaks and strengths are going into that fight. And I think that's what gives him a big upper hand. He doesn't have one style of fighting. He can go southpaw. He can go orthodox. He can go either way, and he fights beautiful both ways. And he can switch up like that. A matter of and it's
Man.
smooth with it. You don't even notice he switched up. But he's like I said, he's a Venus flytrap. That's my nickname for him.
And what's so crazy, right? Bud likes when you he likes fighters that's coming at him. If you watch and pay attention, he might, you know what I'm saying,
Yeah,
go back a little bit, take a little step back, it's like how he did with Short. But if you the type fighter that go at him, he getting your ass up out of there. I
yeah,
promise you. Meta dude, what was his name? He wasn't going there, but everybody watch Bud. Let all his fights before that, all his opponents that go at him. Benavidez brother was going at him. Uh Earl Spence, Sean Porter. These
yeah.
guys was going
That
at him.
stood it back and threw
Yeah,
a little
him,
bit.
all that dancing and counter punching, that kind of slowing down. If you
Yeah,
going and Canelo's going to be going at Bud, we know this.
yeah, he likes to
Man,
walk.
watch. Just watch. If you go back, watch how he do people that go at him. Them bosses,
Yeah,
okay, was coming at him. He liked that. He likes to rumble, bro. Like
yeah,
he's smart, he's slick, he gonna do that. He ain't wild, none of that Sean Porter type rumbling, but he likes to rumble, bro. He likes to fight all that. Well, yeah, of course he was throwing off because it was like, all right, if we fight, I don't know what the fuck this motherfucker doing. Like, you feel me? You
yeah.
know
He's
what I mean?
that
But
jittery.
Canelo ain't gonna do that.
Yeah,
Canelo gonna try to bring the fight, man. Watch, bro.
yeah.
Watch, bro. I know, bro. I know, bro. I
I'm
know
ready.
what type of fighters he like fighting, bro.
I'm
I'm
definitely ready.
telling you.
We did miss Raymond Ford defeat Abraham Nova in a unanimous decision. Wasn't Ford's best fight, to be honest with you. I like Abraham Nova, but like what we've seen from Ford before, I was looking to see a little bit more from him. Really wasn't impressed with this fight on him. He even said himself wasn't my best fight. Some things he would have done different in that fight, but he did come away with the unanimous decision at the end of the day.
Yeah,
Fight of
Ford just can't fight everybody the same. It's like he fight everybody the same.
yeah, yeah, like you got to know your opponent. That's
Yeah,
why I
you
never
gotta know.
get
Yeah, he fight everybody the same.
like that. That's my thing. When I hear guys say I don't ever watch film, that that baffles me because I'm
That's
like, bro,
stupid.
you should watch film. You should know who because I know not he's not gonna fight you the same way he fights the dude on the film, but you can still see patterns of what they do, what
Hell
their
yeah.
strengths and weaknesses are in every.
They fuck the shortness. They gonna always have the habit of what they do good, and what they
Yeah,
do good, you got to take it
yeah,
away from them. A fighter ain't gonna never stop doing what they do good. I don't give
yeah,
a fuck what
yeah,
nobody said. So if
yeah.
they throw a nice jab and that's what they do good, they gonna continue to do that.
Exactly. Yeah,
And
and
if they don't, and if you can take that away and they don't do that, then they trying to basically change their style up to prepare for you. That probably won't work for them because they ain't fighting. They fighting your fight now.
yeah,
So you
absolutely.
know,
Fight a
but
couple.
it probably he been fighting, but he been fighting kind of back to back too. He probably need to take a little rest too. Like damn.
Yeah, he did. I felt like, I felt that way too. I was like, man, I feel like he just fought. Uh,
Yeah, he did.
yeah, I was surprised. I was like, man, I feel like he was just on a card. So
Yeah.
yeah, surprising for me. But also, Fedor versus Thurman Hedgeman announced for October 25th
Yeah.
with
Oh, you had that on there.
as the undercard.
They
Yeah,
gonna beat the shit out of Keith Thurman.
oh, man, but here's the problem with boxing. I don't know, man. How is this like not like I don't know, man. I guess this
Man,
guy's
he go ahead and keep Thurman with so many
like
uppercuts.
4 years and get another fight after his last fight, like that's boxing for you. Like I don't know what to expect for
I'm
Thurman.
glad Keith Thurman got that opportunity though, because if he could get his name back in that mix, that'd be nice. But
I mean,
man,
there it is for you.
Van Dorn about to beat his ass. I mean, he couldn't get the. That's the next best fight. I'm glad Keith got that fight though, man. For him
Yeah,
to not
I
be
mean,
active
his
and
fight
him to come
obviously
back
will
and
fall
fight
through.
his last opponent, and for him to get that big name like that, a champion. I'm happy for him, but
Yeah, and I don't
I
know if
don't
I
think
actually
he's
got
ready.
it on here, but Virgil Ortiz did take, and him and Erickson Luba are going to be fighting at 154. That is
I
announced.
seen that too.
I
I
want to
think
say
I seen that.
November on that fight. Yeah, actually, I got it right down here. I do have it on the thing. November 8th on that fight with Erickson Lubin. Lubin was supposed to fight Baccarat. He backed out of that, took the Ortiz fight, said it makes more sense. Ortiz is a bigger fighter. Even though he doesn't have a belt, he still, that was an
Yeah,
opportunity.
yeah.
Him
That's
and
good.
Baccarat was an opportunity for him to fight for a belt, but he
Uh,
turned it down to take the Virgil fight because he's like, look, man, he's just a bigger name, a bigger pay, and it's going to be a better fight for me because
yeah,
we're come forward style fighters, and that's the type I want that type of fight.
yeah.
So you know, I think it's going to be a hell of a fight for Ortiz and Lubin. I like this fight. Uh, him and Xander Zayas has been going back and forth. I don't know. Zayas got that belt, but I don't know if he's ready for any of the big dogs.
Man.
Xander, but 154 is that division. that, like I'm not for sure now. I'm sure with him getting the belt, he'll do like a little, homecoming fight in Puerto Rico, fight
Yeah,
somebody.
that's what he said he want to do.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, retain his belt, get an easy fight, retain your belt, and then take on the big dogs at 154. But I don't know. Like I said, with Fedora finding that size, and now he knows how to use that size. Ain't nobody beating him at 154. I just don't see it unless you can take the fight inside, force him, make him fight backwards, push that fight backwards, take that reach away from him, and just fight him on the inside. I think that's your absolute only chance against a guy like Fedora with that type of size at 154. He's abnormally tall for 154, and like 6'7" almost. Fuck you defend against that. You got to get around that reach, so you're
the
gonna have to.
best motherfucker I seen fight him was. I want you to go. I know we say go watch. I want you to go watch this fight, bro. You gotta watch this fight. Jamonte Clark from Cincinnati versus Fendor. I want you to. I really. That's the best person I've seen fight him. Besides him getting knocked out, he did that.
Yeah, Brian
He could have won.
Mendoza.
He could have won that fight too, though. He would have
Yeah,
won that
he was.
fight.
Yeah, he could have won that fight. He just got
Yeah,
he made Mendoza made it an inside fight, and
yeah.
I can't beat him on the out. I'm gonna make him. And at that point, Fedora's biggest flaw was he'd love to get inside and fight with you.
I
And,
think he just got caught lacking, and dude had power.
man,
Cause he
dude.
was beating him up at inside too. He was uppercutting the shit out of
Yeah, yeah, it
he
was
was
a hell of
beating
a
his
fight.
ass. I
It
think
was.
he just got
It
caught
was
slipping, and
yeah,
dude got power.
that
But
uppercut laid him out. But
but I want you to go watch that fight, man. Go watch Jamonte Clark from Cincinnati versus Fendora. This fight is probably happened in 2019 or
yeah,
the end of 2018. He really beat Fendora, bro. They drawed it though. They made it a draw, and now I see why. Cause they had high hopes. They was pushing Fendora. I guess
yeah,
they do that in boxing too.
yeah.
Man, go back and watch. Man, go watch that, man. You gonna
Yeah,
be
I'm
like,
gonna
oh yeah, he beat him
Demonte
for real.
Clark. Demonte
That's
Clark.
the best person this far. Now Fedora now probably I don't know if he'll wipe him now. Demonte Clark ain't even been active, I don't think. But that when they both fought, man, go watch that, bro. Go watch that. He the best. He the only one I see. Erickson Lubin did all right, but he fucked his. He smashed that boy face in. I can't hear you. There you go.
My little dude in there talking about I went poopy. Like, come on, bro. Right now, come on. Hold on. All right, we're back, guys. Like we were talking about with the Virgil Ortiz Erickson Lubin fight, that has been announced for November 8th. So it's starting to pick up a little bit. It looks like for boxing going into October and November, some good fights, and we got some mega cards on there, of course, with the Bam Rodriguez and all that going on that. What is that? What's the main one on that card? Can't remember, but mega card there. Oh yeah, yeah, I think it's Benavidez on that card also. So yeah, mega card on there. Boxing starting to pick up. Looks like each week we're getting more announcements on fights. So I think we'll see a couple other fights made before the year's over. I'm not sure how strong it'll end, but I think it's going to end pretty decent. And of course, the best fight coming up. What is that? September? Is that September 13th? That fight's going on. What day is that? That's one thing I wanted to look at because I scheduled my ass for.
September 13th, guys.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's the fight. Yeah, yeah. So that's the fight we're most looking forward to. I think for an entire year, which has not got a bad card on that with
Seems like
Colin.
we've been waiting for years for this fight.
Man, it does. It feels like
But it came quick though.
yeah, yeah. It is. It's sneaking up there. It's only a couple weeks away, really.
Next week. I think
Yeah,
this week about to be over. Next week though.
yeah. So on September 13th. Hold on, man.
La 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 la.
Fucking 911 breakout. What the fuck? God damn, man. But yeah, like we're saying, it should be picking up. We got that good fight in September. Kind of dead between now and September 13th. Really, man, not a lot going on. Really, not shit going on this weekend. Nothing mega on there at all. Like not one fight that I was like, oh man, that's a fight that I
The
look
one
forward to.
dude fighting though out of Toledo, Albert Bell.
Okay, I know, like not till September 15th. But yeah, here's the craziness. But yeah, outside of that, take us out, Big Spade, man. Not much more to talk about. This is episode 108 of Bourbon and Boxing, man. Let Big Spade tell you what you guys need to do, man. Don't forget to show that support.
Show that support. Like, comment, subscribe. Lick your finger and make it stick, motherfucker. Lick. Matter of fact, you make it stick like when you lick it on the back of an envelope. Motherfuckers probably don't
Yeah.
even do that no more, but
Yeah.
yeah. You know what I'm saying?
A little left out. One click, make a stick.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't forget to comment, interact with us, guys. Share the video, like the video, do all that kind of cool stuff for us, man. Get this 108 episode out there. I don't know what happened to 107 on YouTube. I know I posted it on the podcast for Spotify. It was on there. It was on Apple. I listened to it on both of those. Amazon also. But for some reason, it showed it. Like it shows it on my phone on YouTube, but it doesn't show it on my computer. Our buy and sell episodes, which didn't really get any views on there because it wasn't really showing it on there at all. I don't know why it was hiding. Maybe because the photo I put on there said buy and sell. I don't know if that's like copyright infringement or what the fuck it might have been because you got that show on ESPN, but the show wasn't called buy and sell. The episode was called buy and sell. I didn't know maybe that's something that ESPN has a fucking trademark on or something. But
buy and sell,
yeah. So but it's up on the Spotify and up on the Amazon 107. This is episode 108. Of course, we'll get this one up on the tube and all that kind of stuff.
We should have named it Puff It or Pass It.
Puff it or pass it. That's what we should have did. Yeah. That's what we'll do next time we do a buy and sell. It'll be puff or pass. That's it. I like that one. That's a little different too.
Yeah.
But yeah, guys, thanks for joining us for another episode of Bourbon and Boxing 108. Of course, man, we'll see you guys on 109 on another episode. I'm thinking the closer we get to Canelo Crawford, that's the next episode coming up because I'm kind of dead in between now and then. So we're gonna let the news build up like we did between.
You gotta let the news build up sometime because boxing news ain't like everyday NFL, NBA news. It's really not like that unless you just talking about anything. Because some of these people,
exactly. And that's pretty much what people were doing the last few weeks. Just they were trying to pump up Moses Atamu, which I do like him, but that's where they were trying to pump that up. They didn't really nobody had to talk about. So we did figure out some news to talk about with you guys, and of course, Jake Paul gave us something to talk about with him and Tank Davis, and there's been quite a few fights announced since then. Some fight dates made, so we're going to have a lot more to talk about. And thank you guys for joining us, man. You guys have a great night. Peace.